This ain't in the water, not in the thing.
I don't think it is. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Look at that. Smart water, it's lemonade. Yeah. The smart water won't hit me up, I'm Gucci.
Well, there it is. There it is.
What's happening, family? Welcome back to another episode of Tasting with Tank. Of course, as you know, I'm your host, Tank. You got the big homie over here.
Sirski. The one and only Carlos Coleman. How y'all doing, man? What's up with it? Good to be here.
He's the one that educated us on them fragrances last season. If you ain't seen it, go back.
Go
back. He's talking about the oohs and the
I smell good right now.
Hey, there you do.
I smell good right now.
Hey, fam. Well, I had to have Los back, man, because we always have good conversations. And it's just interesting. I ain't about to walk in, but it's all good. It's just interesting. But we also, me and my boy, we like our cigars.
Yeah.
And we like our whiskey.
Yeah. And so on Tasting with Tank, I had to come really check out the cabinet.
Yeah, because we didn't get to last time. We was sitting at the perfume shop, but we ain't at the perfume shop this time. This time we up in here. You all right? Angel over here interrupting
Good.
She over here interrupting my show.
Yeah, right. I'm an executive producer.
You're like Black Dynamite. When I tell you that, coming in here interrupting my show.
I know that's you around there talking. Shut up. Hey, that's my
shit. Hey, man.
When he in there, she like, that's not the Black Dynamite. What's her name? Whatever I can't remember her name. I know that's you.
Shut up. He said, yeah, I just told the second bitch I'm good.
Yeah, hey, listen,
Anyway.
Black Dynamite, he played that role.
Oh, man. Anyway, fam, look, let you know a little bit about us, but since we are here, I had one. Have you had the SIRDAVIS?
I haven't.
You have it?
I've seen it, but I
want to get your take on it.
All right.
I got Tabs wine. We ain't gonna mix the wine in the whiskey.
Nah, I ain't gonna mix that one.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that either. Anyway, let me.
I want your expertise on the whiskey, the bourbon. You know what I'm saying?
I took note of everything. The bottle.
Yeah.
The everything. It's an
old school bottle. I like that.
Yeah.
It's certain things that's like nostalgic.
Man.
Or when I thought about like I'm gonna have a bar. Right, and like it's bottles like this that I always looked at.
You gotta be on
TV
display
and stuff like that. Yeah.
What's?
Well, you want me to put them up? They were outside with her.
Well, if you put them up, they're gonna be yelling.
You put them in the bar?
Yeah.
What's up?
Probably still gonna hear them.
What's up?
That's all right. Did they pee?
Yeah, he was peeing. She didn't go.
Just leave them. That's all right.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
What's up?
Go get my truck.
What's
All
up?
right. Anyway, fam, as y'all know it's real over here. So this bottle, when I seen it, I was like, either I know she partnered with somebody on this. Either they already had this or they went into the design stage, because this took some thought and a whole lot of money to come up with that bottle.
Yeah.
Like it's dope. But anyway, I'm gonna get your take on it.
Come on, let's pull up.
Pull you up some, man.
Man, this your house, brother. But I
ain't no guest here. What you talking about?
Man, I'm a guest on your show, so I'm gonna pull you up one first.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the Southern in me, man. I don't know no other way. Now I gotta make sure we sipping together. You know what I'm saying?
But y'all don't know. I know y'all done seen these glasses a couple times. He's the one who gave me these for my birthday.
Oh man, this my wife. My wife said, do we have a gift? I said, nah. She said, we need to get a gift. I said, here go the money.
And it wasn't even necessary, but ever since I got these, I have not touched my original glasses.
Hey, listen, it's a beautiful glass.
It is.
What they say with whiskey, right? I just was watching something the other day, and they feel like I take one finger or two fingers. Is that a thing? You ever heard of that?
It is. It's literally a shot or two shots.
Okay.
But in the standard size glasses, these are a little bigger, but standard size glasses, it's let me see if I can get that. Oh shit, my bad. It's literally how you pour it.
Gotcha.
So this would be like a normal size.
Yeah. Okay.
So you pour a finger, it's gonna be about up to there.
Right
so it's probably about a shot, maybe a little bit more.
Okay. So this ain't even a finger. This half a finger.
Yeah. Well, no, that's probably two fingers. Look at the
size. Yeah. I got you. Well, listen, man. Cheers to having me on.
Absolutely.
You know, our first tasting.
Oh yeah, thank you for coming back.
Always love. Let me see what we talking about. SIRDAVIS. I like that. Mm-hmm. It's smooth.
What's that first note you get? I got fruit.
It's something sweet.
It's something sweet,
but I can't
and
name
it
the
threw me
fruit
off
yet.
the first time. I was like, I took another sip, then I was
Is it
like, oh no,
orange?
no. It says something about cherry, Cask and cherry wood. What is it? Sherry.
I can taste it now.
You taste it?
I can taste the cherry.
Yeah.
The more like level out, I can definitely taste what.
Yeah, it's a hint. Let me see. Yeah,
because cherry always kind of got like that medicine taste.
Yeah.
So certain drinks can throw it off where it just tastes like medicine. You know what I'm saying? But this is smooth.
Finished cast in sherry. Finished in sherry cast.
Nice warm too. It's not a burn on your chest, but it's a warm.
It's warm. The ones to compare it, I feel like the Uncle Nearest has just it has more of a bigger bite than this, which is also smooth. I know y'all done had the Uncle Nearest. If you ain't, you slipping.
So what got you I know where you from.
Yeah.
I'm from Kentucky. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? And so that's staple in the land.
Yeah.
Is that really what it was, or you know what I mean? Because
you would think.
Yeah.
I started off, can't believe it. I started off on gin.
Gin.
And then, that was in my younger days. I ain't know no better.
You got to be at least 22 or younger.
Los, you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on bumpy face.
I'm trying to tell you got to be between the ages of, me and my partner, we were kicking it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I ain't gonna say the age, but I wasn't old enough to be.
But at least 22.
Oh yeah.
By the time, listen.
Then I'll tell you when it was. Then I switched over from that to vodka.
Okay. Yeah.
And at that time, I think I was 23, 24.
So man, how did we start, man? We started on MD, of course.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? MD 2020. Everybody started off the MD. And then, man, we would sip on gin, Tanqueray.
It was my cousin.
It was,
Tanqueray. I said, man, the smell and tastes like cologne.
Come on, man. Tanqueray ain't doing nothing but giving you a headache in the morning.
Ew.
I don't touch gin to this day because we would get a fifth of Tanqueray, me and my partners, man, and we going out downtown Memphis as well. We going pre-gaming, just hanging out. And so Tang was one. Vodka was heavy at that time. You know what I mean? And so I didn't really get into whiskey and bourbons.
Until you got a little more mature.
I got a little more mature. Understood what I was drinking.
See?
Because it always felt like it's an old man drink. You know what I mean? But I was like, I'm young. But I want to try it. Right. And so, of course, old fashioned was my first time really touching it. And I'm like, okay, I don't like that old fashioned. I don't like that one. Then I finally started to like really taste good whiskeys. You know what I mean? Good bourbons. And so Woodford is the one that I like. My cousin.
Everything you naming off, I like. I have it, and I know exactly what it is.
My cousin put me on one. With my cousin, because he's heavy too. Like if you met my cousin, bro, this right here, is all up his alley. He loved whiskey and loved bourbon. My brother put me on Basil Hayden. I see the Basil Hayden bottle up there.
Oh yeah, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it.
But I ain't like Basil Hayden too much.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of it.
Okay,
I ain't a fan of it.
Well, they got like 5 different.
Now that I don't know, you feel me?
Yeah. They got that smoke finish. They got a wine cast finish. You would think these some bitches is paying me.
Subtle smoke.
Got that wine cast finish.
Now this one might be fine right here.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that too.
Yeah.
But no, so I switched over to I don't want to disrespect Bay. Bay's up here right now. We
let Bay hang out.
Yeah, it's just like if Uncle Nearest is up here, Look, Amy got me a shirt when she went to the concert.
Yeah.
And she got a shirt. It's like a black shirt and Beyonce's in gray, the little cowboy thing she been doing. I put it on, looked in the mirror. I said, "This is a nice shirt." Yeah. I'm rubbing on her chest. That's all. We both fantasize about her. Cool.
Come on.
Nah, but also I was doing vodka for a really long time, for a couple years, and I would do like Kettle One. That was the main thing. I wouldn't do Grey Goose that much. It was mainly Kettle One.
Yeah.
Hey, no. Yeah, we got these dogs over here. What's he got?
What he got? Oh, a little piece of paper. Come here. He said, I don't want the paper. Hey. I've been trying to play with you anyway.
I wasn't even planning on this. Anyway, so then I switched over, started doing more bourbons and whiskeys and everything. And I can't even remember the first bourbon I got into, or whiskey. But I naturally gravitated toward
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels whiskey.
Jack and Coke.
Probably Jack and Coke, but then I quickly learned, I'm not big on cocktails.
Gotcha.
Once I got into bourbons and whiskeys, oh no, I take it back. Pull back. I first switched over to cognac.
Yeah.
Switched over to the Hennessy.
Come on now.
I would do ice.
We have a real moment, man. How we gonna forget yak? How we gonna forget the yak?
My most precious in this cabinet is a cognac.
How we gonna?
I spent way too much money on that bottle. I still ain't opened it. Cognac. I switched over to cognac, and then I started getting really into cognacs. And like once you discover quality cognacs, you remove Hennessy from your category altogether.
That's facts.
Like
you
for
put
real.
Me on.
No, Hennessy. Before it was such a high demand, it was actually a really high quality. But then supply over demand, you can't. It's hard to pump out as much as they do and keep your quality. That's why it's always good to discover something in the early stages because you know what it really tastes like.
For real, that's dope. Yeah, I get that.
And then there was Hennessy, and then I slowly switched over to better. But even with Hennessy, you get Hennessy, you put it in a shaker with ice, get it real cold and chilled, put it in a glass, it changes the flavor completely. Gives it like a banana note.
Oh.
Yeah.
On there, use that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. But then, my favorite cognac is actually in here, Pierre Ferrand.
That's the one you put me down on.
Nobody has been disappointed by that Pierre Ferrand.
I'm telling you right now.
My people be getting mad when I don't show it. How you not gonna show it?
I don't put so many people already onto that junk. Like, hey man. Nah, you want some? I got one for you. My boy put me on
Hennessy Black. I tell people, you piss Hennessy when you drink this.
Listen, that right there
is Pierre Ferrand.
That right there
is so smooth. You can drink at room temperature. You can drink it hot.
Yeah, boy, that thing.
Summertime in your trunk. Oh, label is coming on. That Pierre Ferrand. I'll get a little closer because I will forget to put this up.
The Ambrè.
Yeah, the Ambrè. They got. I like this. They have 3 different levels. They have the Cru, which is lower level. The Ambrè, which this is mid. Then they have. There's another one that's. It comes in an orange box.
Okay.
It's supposed to be the higher quality one, and I like this one better.
I really.
It ain't always about price.
Nah, but I think quality over quantity goes a long way.
Yeah, but this it's a really good one, and it ain't got extremely popular. So you still got that
you can find it.
Yeah, you can find it, and you still got high quality in it. But Pierre Ferrand, this is my favorite all-time cognac right there.
The flavor on that, man, when I sipped it the first time, I was like, man.
I remember, I was like, oh, he don't like it, because you was like,
nah, Los.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he don't like it.
Los to look at something like it's dope. But on the inside, I'm like, this shit fire.
Yeah, that's exactly how he looked at it. I said, oh, we're going to move on. He said, man,
what is this? But man, the first time I sipped it, I was like, because I don't drink to get drunk anymore.
That's the difference, man.
You know what I mean? I don't drink to get drunk at all. That's just not my flavor. Right. I like to just have something I can sip on, have a good time with my partners, with my friends, socially. Have a good conversation like we doing today. And so when you find something like that or find staples and pieces that you can just don't mind pouring up and just sipping on, where it's smooth, it ain't killing your chest, it ain't, man.
But look, people come over.
It got a little orange note in it, don't it? Yeah, that little orange in there
that's why when I get with people and they, I've heard grown ass people. To me, it sounds weird when grown ass people want to take shots.
Nah, I can't.
I don't drink to
unless it's tequila.
I don't do tequila.
It gotta be. Now I'm a tequila head. Now, listen, I can put y'all on some tequilas.
Some tequila.
Listen,
let them hear 3 of them.
3 tequilas off top. Casa Dragones is a blanco. It's a sipping tequila. Comes in a blue box. Smooth.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the only blanco that I really do like.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Casa Dragones. And like you said, price don't always matter about quality.
Don't. Yeah.
Y'all need to go to Costco. Costco got Kirkland's Añejo, extra Añejo, like $32 for the whole liter, 1.7.
A liter?
Yes.
Dang.
175, and I'm talking about some of the smoothest tequila I've ever tasted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thick one. And now if you want to take it up a notch, spin your little chain, do something strange, then Mandala, extra Añejo. Mandala tequila is.
Okay. Because I know I have a strong woman following, and I know y'all be on y'all's tequila.
If y'all be on that tequila, yeah,
Listen
I just
to
gave
the
y'all
man.
3 good ones.
I can't give you no tequila suggestions.
Casa Dragones, Casa, Casadragones, if I'm not mistaken. Casa Dragones, the Kirkland's tequila, extra Añejo from Costco, and Mandala extra Añejo.
Let me tell you how I didn't hear nothing you said after you spelled that. That's something I can't do. I can't just ramble off. Give me a pen and paper. Let me write it down. The fact that you just spelled it in
Dragones, Casa Dragones, yes. You know Carlos, Carlitos Suey. Well, Casa Dragones,
you know I'm Cubano.
Cubano, hey,
Look, little backstory. I took Spanish and French at the same time.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And it canceled each other out.
Okay.
I don't know. I know. Look, we went to Paris this summer, and I knew it started coming back just a little bit, but not enough. I can count. And I finally remembered how to say, I don't speak Spanish. I'm from America in English. I mean, in Spanish. Not Spanish, in French.
Yeah.
And once I was there and I heard people talking, that came back, and it's the only phrase. That's all I needed to know. So look,
when I meet people that like Carlos, of course they see I'm a black man. You know what I'm saying? You don't look like no Carlos, and then I hit him with that guapo. Hey, what going on? Carlitos, man. They get.
Are you Latino?
Nah, no Latino. Nothing. But the crazy part is my middle name.
What's your middle name?
Manuel.
Hold up.
I kid you not, huh?
And I feel like, no, he definitely from an island.
I kid you not.
Probably play baseball.
I kid you not. My first name is Carlos. My middle name is Manuel. You know what I mean? Last name Coleman. It got back on the black side.
That Coleman.
It brought me back.
Get back over here.
It brought me back.
Coleman wrapped his hand around rope and said, get over here.
Yeah, my name was Carlos Manuel Coleman, man. And it's one of the things where I used to be like, man. So because it's not spelled like, my Manuel is not spelled the Spanish way. Manuel, it's Manwell. And so for the longest, I would be like, man, they just took 2 words and just gave me a whole Spanish name. You know what I mean? Spanglish. Yeah. Carlos Manuel. So, but I took French and Spanish.
And you picked up on both?
You know what? I took French. Man, you better watch out.
Man. Hey.
I'm good linguistically.
Castle.
Because I do voiceovers and acting stuff, I picked up, I remember doing my first real impression of my uncle. It was after my grandma party. And just the whole family started laughing, right? But then I thought back, you know how you uncover different memories. And so I thought back to 6th grade, because that's when I took French in middle school. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so my teacher, she was a stickler, a black lady. She was dope. But I never picked up on the language. I could pick up on the accent. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't pick up on, toi, how it sounded is what made it resonate with me. Yeah. So now I can still count in French, you know what I mean? Toi, 14, 15. And then with Spanish, when I took Spanish, that was years later in college. I failed that junk, you know what I'm saying? Well, I got a D or something like that. I ended up changing. Yeah. But my professor would always be like, Los, read. Because he had us all going around the room one time and just reading it. And I can read. If you give me anything Spanish, I can read it.
That's amazing.
You would think I'm fluent. You would think I can't.
I was going to say, the way you speak.
You would think I can't.
You stutter with an accent.
You know what I mean?
It's like, God dang.
Yeah, you would really think, man, that I understand the language, but I don't. So with Spanish, of course, same thing. It was the inflection that allows me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean? I still can count, and you know what I mean. All those things. I can read it well. I love
the reading it part is what's impressive because most people, I know people that can speak it fluently but can't read it.
Yeah, I can't tell you what I read though. I'm going to kick it to you like that. You better have a reader and a translator with me.
Yeah, it's gonna be spoken clearly.
I'm gonna read. I can read it well, but yeah, them two things for me, Spanish and French, man. It's just it's those. That's what stuck with me, like the sound of it, the numbers, and I still know un paquito. You know what I mean? I can still say a few different phrases just to just kick it around. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know nothing about that.
Hey,
you know,
I can't tell. It's funny. It's from Lexington, Kentucky, and I know two dudes. One dude, both black. One has definitely. Who got my socks? One definitely has. These dogs, man.
All you gotta do, that's my dog. Every time they do something, that's my dog.
I don't know what it is about my socks, man. But he definitely had his. Look, shout out to my boy. Been knowing him since elementary school. His name is Juan. The other one, I ain't even gonna say his name, but he has a Latino last name for a first name. I ain't even gonna say it. I'll tell you what. Nah,
hold on.
Close enough. Ooh, I get close enough. I ain't gonna say it on here. I'm gonna let you know. Make sure you remind me. But anyway,
I'm gonna ask for sure. I'm gonna ask for sure.
Look, the hell with the structure. We just had to get on this, but I wanted to move on because we was talking about I was in the cognac, switched over to whiskey and bourbon. So we gonna try. We already got one. I want you to try this, see if you like it. Yeah, and then we're gonna try another one, the wild turkey. I wanted you to try.
Okay, sorry.
But me and you, we was talking. Actually, we started this conversation maybe last year.
Yeah.
About you and your family and getting things going, or possibly expanding your family. And that's when I told you I wanted to do tasting with Tank. And you was like, I think it's would be a good topic.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's one of those. It's important. I feel it's important that people hear it because people struggle with different things in life, and it's a lot of times it can be comforting to know, oh, I'm not by myself.
You ain't alone. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You're not alone.
Yeah.
Or so I'll let you go ahead and kick it off if you want to.
Well, what he's talking about, man, is
I didn't want to introduce it wrong. So
no, it's all good. It's all good. Just living in a space of infertility and wanting children, wanting kids of my own, me and my wife wanting kids of our own and not having them. And so, me and Tank got to talking about just different perspectives from that. And when I think about you and I think about my brothers, Chance and all them, and I see all of my partners, closest friends, they have kids, right? And they're fathers, right? They're not just men with children.
Yeah,
they're fathers.
That's the difference.
And so it's been those moments. Me and my wife have been married 10 years now. Just a little bit about our story. We got married 2014, and initially we said we would wait a year, for us to just continue to fall deeper in love with each other. Right. You know what I mean? Continue to just get to know each other as a married couple. We've been dating, all these different things, but now we married, so let's wait a year. We in Vegas with my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, man, and I'm going to the bathroom and I see her in the shower, we getting dressed, and I'm like, man, I just, over my spirit, like, what I'm waiting for? Like, what we waiting for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One of them grown man moments. Like,
that's it. And so I remember being in the hotel room in that moment, like, man, God, we're going to have our family and ain't no need to wait no more. So we were about almost 9 months in, about 6 to 9 months in. Man, she came out the shower. We sat her down, talked to her, and like, man, don't take no more birth control. Get off of that. And a lot of times at that point, mentally, you know, you're not thinking about this stage in life. You're not thinking about it being 10 years later and what the possibilities of not having kids would have been. It was just all joy, excitement, like, you know, I'm talking, I'm shooting the club up. Nigga, body gonna get drugged out after a while, you know.
Yeah.
I would have all these different sayings of excitement talking to my friends. And so it was about a year in, you know, us, you know, trying and doing those things and just actively trying.
Yeah.
Where,
schedule and,
she didn't, you know, she didn't get pregnant. So I was like, okay. So not too long after that, let's go to the doctor. All right, let's just go to the doctor, see what's going on. Let's go get checked. And what I do know and what I want to say is that that was the first kind of moment in my life as a married man where you have to make like these real hard decisions because sometimes I'm like, well, what am I getting checked out for, right? But it was an easy enough decision for me because I knew I was with her and I'm like, man, let me go see. You know, I'm not thinking nothing of it. Let's just go see. It's best to go to the doctor. So we go to the doctor, man, and they end up running tests on her and running tests on me. And what they found is that I had varicose veins in my scrotum area. Oh. So like right at the top here, the doctor said there's sometimes men can have these different veins that can block your sperm and be a deterrent for childbirth. And all right, cool. So what we got to do for that? Well, that requires a surgery. I'm like, I got to go under the knife. You know what I'm saying? And so that really is the beginning of this entire process.
See, I had no idea. I literally thought that was from a gravity thing and they only developed in the legs, the varicose veins.
Yeah.
I did not know.
That it can be in your scrotum. Yeah, they can be in your scrotum, man, and you can have veins in there that could, you know, because when they did my my analysis, my sperm analysis, it was, my sperm was living, but they were, what's the word? Basically disfigured.
Dormant? Oh.
Someone was dormant, someone would be dead, someone would be disfigured, right? So the head would move and the tail wouldn't move, or the tail would be moving and the head was, you know what I mean? So they was like, there's something causing some obstruction. So that's when they found the veins. So I went under the knife, bro. Because I was willing to do anything and all things for us to be able to have children and to know that, you know, as a man, a lot of times you hear it from a woman's perspective about the things that they got to go through. But I'm like, all right, well, if this is what I got to go through for us and for my family and for my kids to come, so be it. And so they end up going in and they found 12 varicose veins. Like, and it's really like right here at the top.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like right at the top, it was going into, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, bottom of your stomach.
Yeah, right at the bottom. Right at that base right there. Man, they said it was 12 of them in there. But the beautiful thing, man, I love God, man, so much that it was like, my first thought was like, oh, okay, man, like the 12 tribes of Judah.
Wow.
That's the first thought I had.
Yeah.
That's the very first thought I had after they told me what they found and what they had to take out of me. I was like, man, okay.
That's
once
dope.
I get this release, then I'll be able to, that's my, because I always got to stand, I had to stand on faith.
Absolutely.
Because she, you know, back up a little bit before we even went to the doctor. At one point, she thought she was pregnant, and I didn't think so. You know what I'm saying? And then there was another moment where I was just for certain. She pregnant.
Yeah.
She pregnant.
It's go time.
She sleeping. She eating.
Yeah.
She, you know what I'm saying? All these different things, and I'm like, yeah. She pregnant, and so, you know, after that, you know, going through surgery, and now I'm thinking I'm back, I'm good. All, you know, I'm thinking she pregnant. We do a pregnancy test, and it turns out not to be so. So that was a crushing moment of just, the first time she was more excited.
Yeah.
The second time, now I'm excited. I'm like, here we go. Here it is. And then it was one more time after that, outside of us doing IVF a couple years later, that was that thought process.
Yeah.
Man, we pregnant. We finna finally have kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it still didn't happen. And so, Tank, man, when I tell you this has been a trying time, a trying journey, but still walking with belief and faith.
Yeah.
Because, you know, man, when me and her was on the phone, you know, you talking to your lady, how many kids you want?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all the fantasy.
How many kids you want? We wanted 4. She like 4. She come from twins. You know, there's twins running her family. And so for me, before I even met her, I always thought about how many kids I want. I want 4 kids. Mm-hmm. I want a set of twins.
Yeah.
I want 1 more kid after that, and I want to adopt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was always my plan for whoever I meet. This is, you know, we got to be on that same page. And so we on the phone that first time, and you know, hours just talking about everything. How many kids you want? I want 4. Really?
Yeah.
You know,
that's something. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Confirmation.
Well,
you know,
well.
Yeah. Shit. You know what I'm saying? And she, shit. You know what I'm saying? Cook good too. Fresh out of Florida. And she come from a big family. Twins ran in her family. So all those things just lined up right before getting to this space. And it's like, then you get here. And it's like, God, come on now. We're like, why am I not worthy of being able to have children? And those are some of the real thoughts that we have. But I think one of the main reasons why I'm open enough and transparent enough to talk about it now is because I realize that, especially for men, black men, you know, they say we don't talk, they say that we don't open up, but I've always been an open book in a lot of ways. And this is a space for me to be able to say, man, it's not just our women that have to carry some of these loads when we talk about children. You know what I mean? It's really a space of exploration and understanding that it could have happened on both sides.
Right.
It can happen on both sides.
Yeah, no, my head goes off to you because there is that stigma around, you know, it is difficult for men to open up because I say it all the time. It's like women, they're taught to express their feelings, voice your feelings. You know, how do you feel, and they learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying, at a young age, to where men, now we married. You've been married 10. I'm 17 years this year married, and it's just like hell. Up until 5 years ago, I finally like started looking within, and it's like trying to figure out how to express how I feel, or whatever. And it's a muscle that hasn't been worked in me, but now, you know, it's a whole lot easier for me. And our marriage got even better once I started, you know, willing to open up and be vulnerable. Because, you know, for me, a man, you know, he can get shot at and not care. Ask and be vulnerable. Open up. Terrified. Can't do it. Oh, I'm too manly. It ain't. It's an insecurity. It's not being manly. It's an insecurity, and it's a muscle that we don't work. But there are big men out there, black men specifically. You looking at 2 right now. Another 3 or 4 are gonna be on here, and we do open up. You know, and there are people out there that open up. I know a whole bunch of. I ain't gonna say a bunch. I know quite a few black men that ain't in front of cameras, that are very emotionally intelligent and willing to be vulnerable with their significant other, with friends. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, I'm in my 40s now, and it's, you know, I don't care. One of my boys call every time we go off phone. Love you too, man. Hey, like why not?
I'm the one that brought love you, like, to my partners, man. I started saying it to my brothers. And I can say, man, my emotional maturity and intelligence really came from women. You know,
absolutely.
My grandmama, you know, my mama making me sit down and talk to my sister and all those different things. And now, you know, being married to my wife, and having to, you know, talk about this thing and, you know, surgery for my scrotum and low sperm counts and things of that nature, man. Those are conversations that you look at them and you trying to make sure that they don't look at you as less than.
Right.
Because it's already a thought process that I feel less than. Not saying that I am, but that feeling of like, man, why am I not able to impart into my woman something that I know she desires, which is children, my seed, for our name and our legacy to live on. And so I say, man, being open and transparent with her has been a blessing, because I've gotten to a chance to see her look at me the same way she looked at me from day one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it not be a forced look, it not be I'm trying to work myself up to this, but it's been a real live friendship, best friendship, partnership of saying, you know, Los, I love you. I married you. I didn't marry you for kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
And then me saying the same thing to her, I'm like, I didn't marry you for children either.
Yeah.
These were desires of the heart, but I married you for you. And so, man, that has been one of the most rewarding things that has come out of, you know, us, you know, going through infertility and growing through this process, because it allows us to really see each other. It allows us to really tap into each other. And then when we do see those glimpses, it's like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's going on? Let's check in. Because you can retreat at the same time. Because she's dealing with her thought processes, I'm dealing with my thought processes about the thing, and you can kind of get into your little cubby holes. But mainly, man, we have been very, very intentional about like really talking about this thing and like really checking in with each other, to know where we still stand, how we still feel. Do we want to keep trying? Do we not? You know, and right now we are. You know, right now we have taken a more holistic route, and so, man, it's a journey, but there's joy on this journey.
Absolutely,
you feel me? There's joy on this journey,
and that's a blessing. That's a blessed position to be in when you're going through something like this. I can only imagine the inner thoughts that you were having about yourself.
Yeah,
and then not to say that you were expecting anything from her, but then it's like her looking at you and like can tell you like, no, it's cool. We go.
Yeah, people break up, man. Stuff like this, people they split.
Oh, look,
it'll tell you apart.
The fact that you know, a lot of marriages can't make it through financial problems.
Yeah.
Let alone wanting children and not be able to have them.
Yeah.
Marriages can't make it through lack of promotion. You know, and sometimes, you know, it comes from truly the person looking at themselves. Yeah, looking at themselves. This is like, oh, you know, projecting out and all this. Not understanding where the other one's coming from, not communicating. That's real. Being open, being supportive. You know, you never know what people are going through, but it's definitely a blessing if you have to go through something like this to go through it with a partner on both ends that can be, you know, and that's with anything on both ends that can be accepting and understanding. Be able to comfort the person, know how to comfort the person. Yeah. That's tell you right now, that's something that men struggle with. I've struggled with it. And that's why, and I know that. That's why I will ask. You know, not even in a relationship, it's in a friendship. I had a friend go through something, and I had to let them know. It's like, I don't know what to do with this, but I would appreciate it if you tell me what you need from me as a friend. Yeah. If you need to laugh, if you need to cry, if you need to be angry, if you need me to hold my right arm up in the air for 15 minutes. Just let me know. Yeah. And because before I was just like, let me give them some space because, you know, they're going through something. And then I sat there and thought about it. I was like, why don't I let them tell me what they need
give me
from
some
me?
Space. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Let them tell me, hey, I need some space. I use space. So I talked to them and let them know that. That was just like, hey, I appreciate it. I just want to laugh.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, I'm Def Comedy Jam for the next 8 months.
Come on, man. I'm on
you know what I'm saying?
head.
Yeah, whatever. You
on ball
that's
head.
What I'm doing. Yeah.
Old big foot.
But
you know that.
but that's something that it takes. You know, I don't know. It might be a lot of people like me. It might just be me that works slow like that. But it took age and experience and wisdom, and for me to look at things that way versus, you know, like somebody have something pass in their family, somebody pass in their family, and they're free. Oh, I'll just give you some space. Maybe they don't want space. Let them tell you that. Yeah. But then, listening to you, listening to her listening to you, and then also expressing true thoughts. That's what's important.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to be, you know, for her to be able to say how she truly feels. And I ask, you know what I mean? I'm one of the ones, like, I really like, nah, I don't want to, how you really feel. You know what I'm saying? And because, you know, the other day we were just talking about legacy, right? Like, what does it mean for us to now be building in the way that we're building, working in the way that we're working? And, you know, she has the bakery and I'm acting and doing voiceovers and, you know, all these different things. And when, you know, a lot of times when your story is written, you think about the children
absolutely.
that can carry that on or be a beneficiary of the work that you put in on this earth. And so we really, now that we're talking about that, you know what I mean? That's one of the spaces of the conversations we're having now. What does legacy look like? You know, we're opening up the conversation about abortion, you know, not abortion, my apologies, adoption.
Yeah.
And what does that really look like? You know what I'm saying? Because, man, when I see your boys and I see their face in your face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see their mannerisms in your mannerisms.
Yeah.
I see you know what I'm saying? You ask yourself, man, what does it look like or what would it feel like to really take on a child that doesn't come from you, right? And I had to even deal with that internally when it was thinking about doing IVF and all those other, because, you know, I come up in church, but I'm not churchy.
Yeah.
You feel
absolutely
what I'm saying?
Same. Yeah.
And so, but natural birth is something that was always that thing, that desire. You feel what I'm saying? I'll be able to, me and my wife, we can consummate the man, have sex, and
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it's rocking. But then you start thinking about IVF and in vitro fertilization, and then all the shots she got to take, and the pills that I have to take, and all those different things.
So you
like,
want to take your body through all of
do I want
that?
my? It was a while for me to kind of sometimes come through all of those different processes. But like you said, when you got people that you can talk to, you know what I mean, that allows you to be vulnerable. And that's really what my brothers was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were all very empathetic, man, with kids, having their own kids, but empathetic and encouraging. You know what I mean? You're going to have yours.
Yeah.
You're going to have yours. And not with you know how sometimes people can give you that false sense of hope, but it never was that. It was like, I'm believing in you. I see what you're going through. I see where you are, and I'm believing the way I see you believe. And so that's been one of the biggest blessings in it all, is having sounding boards, like you said, people that you can talk to that,
absolutely,
you know, when you're going through it. After IVF and when she lost the baby, you know what I'm saying? And we thought, you know, we imparted 3, and that didn't take. That was the biggest crusher. That was the biggest crusher right there, because it was like, you spend all this money, she's going through all these shots and these rounds, and to make sure she developed, you're going through all these doctor visits, and you finally, you know, we flew down to Orlando to Brown Fertility Clinic. And you go that morning, you excited, and we getting calls of confirmation of people that didn't even know what we were doing. Like a sister and brother of ours, they were going through some of the same challenges of not having children. Man, and they called us that morning. We pulling up to the hospital. Man, God just laid on our heart, man. We blessing y'all about these kids. And I look at her and she look at me like, this can't be life. But this guy saying, I see y'all.
Yeah.
Right. Had no idea we was doing IVF. They had no idea we was in Orlando.
Yeah.
They had no idea we had started the process. But they called that day, right before we finna go into the hospital, to start that process. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And so they ended up getting 7 embryos. We imparted 3. We had some on ice. I'm like, we good. Broke down like a baby, boy. I broke down like a baby, because it was just like, it's this big needle. You know, they put the needle inside and it's dark, and you see it on the screen, and it's like a little blip of light. It's like a small speck. That I said, that's it. They're like, yeah, that's them.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, they're my babies.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you got to wait that 2-week period, but to not have, well, you got to wait that 2-week period. I'm finishing my thought process out, man, and because when I go down that road, it kind of make me feel away.
No.
But you waiting your 2 weeks, man, and then praying and talking to the stomach. You like, it was instantaneous joy and love. Like, man, my babies is in there. You know what I mean? Our babies is in that belly right now, and we had already named them years ago. Really was thoughtful about what we wanted to name our children, and their names will still be the same if God blesses us
Absolutely.
still to this day.
Yeah.
And so in part 3, because we finna name wow, we from bomb, bomb, bomb. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember being at the house and she pulled up the computer and it was the percentages that I saw.
Yeah.
And well, it was one night prior to that, she was in the restroom and I saw her face and I like, in my gut, I was like, I think it's it. Right. But I still had to have faith.
Yeah.
And so when the percentages showed up on the computer, and I was like, nah, that ain't it. You know how that ain't it. Nah, see, we good. Nah, you still pregnant. You still pregnant. Nah, we good. And she looked at me and she was like, no.
Man.
So I'm grateful that we were able to recover from that moment.
Absolutely.
And bounce back from that. But it's a moment that's like forever.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, I truly wanted to talk because I just feel it was on my heart once you brought it up to me, brought this conversation up to me, and you were just like, I think it'd be a dope conversation, and you explained to me everything. I was just like, that's to me, it's important. Yeah. It was on my heart to really do this because I was like, if you can stay this positive through this whole thing, and be able to express it, maybe it'll help somebody else.
Yeah, I hope so.
And that's what God was telling me. It was like, no, this is gonna help somebody.
I hope so.
And that's why I wanted to. That's why I was confirmed before we started. I was like, is this what we talk? Because I can't even put myself in the situation and say I ain't gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I know what you're going through. I would not dare because I don't. You know what I'm saying?
I'm comfortable in talking about it.
Yeah,
man.
I know you are. Yeah, and I've heard you talk about it before.
I've gotten to a place of comfort in being able to talk about it.
It takes a lot of strength. There's a lot of strength and courage, and I'm thoroughly impressed at the way you are able to discuss it and be vulnerable and open and just talk about your true feelings. Like I'm thinking this, I got here. I feel, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's truly is important.
It was highs and lows, man. It was highs and lows, highs and lows. And what I'm grateful, another thing
look, I didn't force Carlos to talk about this. I just like, look at this punk ass tank on here.
Nah, listen, man, if we tasting with Tank, then we tasting parts of life. And this is just a part of life that it does taste bitter at times, but it's bittersweet. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's bittersweet. Sweet more than bitter because I have my wife and she's healthy. You know what I'm saying? We're able to live still, travel. We living,
She is the sun.
Yeah.
Like if you were to take the sun that is 8 light minutes away and shrink it down into a human, when I get a burst of joy just being around. I'm like, what's up? Like you saw my reaction when I see y'all in combo. I was just I feel good energy near me right now.
Sure. And that's what hurts the most sometimes. Is that I, as her husband, her best friend, can't provide the one thing that I know she loves and will cherish to no end. Because Tara's gonna be a great mother.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we don't lack for kids in our life. Let's say that. You know what I'm saying?
I got kids around you.
We may not have.
I got 4 of them.
Right. We may not have our own, but we don't lack for an abundance of kids in our life. My nephew,
your family,
my nieces and nephews down in Florida, my nephew down in Shreveport. And then, of course, the family you choose.
Right.
Now it grows exponentially. Me working with Team Chance and the boys at the basketball team, and I'm constantly pouring in and seeing and working with them boys and seeing how when they look at me, they really they in tune. You know what I'm saying? Pulling up to the gym one time, and one of the players is just like, "Oh, Coach Lowe's here," and because I had stepped away for a bit. You know what I'm saying? I had to just go handle some stuff and get stuff straight. And just, I heard, I'm like, Coach Lowe's here.
Yeah. And you knew you was missed right away. Yeah.
Man.
Kids will do that to you.
Yeah. And so, to have those moments and to have, you know, my nephew come hug me, and when I see him, he run up to me and hug me, and, you know, to have godchildren and, you know, husbands and wives that see enough in me and my wife to be like, man, we want y'all to be their godparents. You know.
Absolutely.
And what I realized too, I don't see them doing it out of sympathy neither. You know what I'm saying? It's not sympathy plays. Right. You can feel that. You can feel when somebody just kind of trying to be, well, let's just, it's not that. It's really, like a real thing. It's a real legitimate, man. If something was to happen to us, who can we really see taking care of our children? And that's a big responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we don't lack for kids, man.
Yeah.
We don't lack for kids.
Try that.
Let's toast to that.
Cause you gonna break me down.
Hey, look, Tank. Hey,
you gonna break me down.
I'm the emotional friend. You understand what I'm saying? In a lot of different ways. Lowe's is an open book. Lowe's is an open book. Yeah, pull me up.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna give you. This is a wine cast.
Let me give me a finger.
That might have a little bit of influence from Bay in there, but that's that wine cast.
Nah, it ain't no influence. These is all it's all real talk. So it's the Basil
wine cast.
The wine cast. So this color a little darker than that one.
Yeah.
Got a little darkness on it.
Absolutely.
Cheers. I feel like I gotta get sophisticated with this.
It can be complicated, especially after tasting something so different. Cause you go from
this is more straightforward than what I'm used to.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. No. This SIRDAVIS, you ain't gonna taste nothing else like that. That type of whiskey, bourbon, whatever that's a rye, and I've never even had a rye.
So what's the difference between the ryes? Like, can you break that down for me a little bit? I had to look this
up too, because the ryes are usually a lot smoother.
Okay.
It's I was about to use the wrong type of wording. I was gonna say empty. It's not empty, but it has like a late flavor palette to it. And the ryes that I had, usually, especially after tasting like just like a regular whiskey or bourbon, when it's a rye, like I got a dark rye in there. And it's like you taste it at first. It's almost like you get the flavor of bourbon or whiskey, but then it goes away, and it's just like, oh, okay, nothing. And then it finally comes back. But it's I'm gonna have to look it up, and I'll put it in the bottom quarter. The difference, what makes a rye other than it having rye in it, because usually ryes are a lot. When
you say rye, I'm kind of going off like a rye, like array, like when some go off. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh no.
I'm having that word association.
Oh yeah. Rye is the thing.
I dig
I'm saying, rye. Yeah.
I dig. No. I'm on your level. But when you said, like, when you taste it, you kind of get that first note of whiskey and bourbon, but then it kind of
dissipates
and
quick, and then it's back. Then it comes back as usually like a warm flavoring, kind of like how this was. It comes back as a warm as it's going down.
Personally, I like that one better.
I get that.
This one has a small sweet note on the front of it. Mm-hmm. It's very faint. That's great.
That's because it's in wine. The wine.
Okay. Yeah. Small, but I like this one. The warmth of it on the back end.
This is more traditional.
Yeah.
A little more traditional, but also not, because if you taste any other bourbon, it ain't gonna have that wine type of note to it.
Did you always want to be a father?
Yes.
Yeah.
I never put a time on it. Mm-hmm. I always wanted to be a father. When we got pregnant with our oldest, in my mind, I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
We was panicking. What we gonna do? Well, I was thinking, what we gonna do? She was looking at me like, what the hell you mean, what we gonna do? We ain't ready. We ain't ready. At the time, we done bought our first house.
Yeah.
It looked like we had planned it out, because like, oh, y'all got married, y'all bought your first house, y'all both working.
Yeah.
Just young and dumb. I was so mad at my parents when I called them and told them, and they was laughing at us for being scared and worried, and we wasn't expecting this, and blah, blah, blah. Now I look back, you dumbasses.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Stupid ass kids. Yeah. But no, I always wanted to be a father. I always said I wanted to be a father. Never put a lot of thought on it because honestly, as a young man, I couldn't fathom the thought of being responsible for another person like that, another life. Like I had nieces and nephews. Like, oh, I got little cousins, and all that. But like, as I got older and before I had kids, looking at it like that, I would be responsible for making sure.
Yeah.
They okay. I never really put a lot of thought behind it. Then, of course, all the fear came of having that first child. And I get that phone call. I've had it from my boys. It's like, man, to be honest with you, I'm scared. What do I do? Case of this, case of that.
Yeah.
All instinct kicks in.
Yeah.
You're gonna be nervous the whole time and for no reason.
No reason. Right.
That the second week you're gonna look back on the first week like, why was I nervous then? I need to be nervous now. At the 8th month, you're gonna look back on the 7 months before that. Oh, I was stupid to be nervous there, but I'm nervous. This is what I need to be nervous. And parent instinct kicks in, never stops. And the only thing and we didn't even have family out here.
Yeah.
So that was the other thing. A lot of people could lean on their parents or whoever, grandparents. With us, it was just us. That's what made it a little scary. But I tell you what, anytime we would go back home, anybody's mama that wanted to watch my kids, I know you got him. You got kids already. I don't care if it was a friend, whoever. It was like, hey, baby, why don't y'all bring the baby back? I'll do you one better. I'll drop him off.
Yeah, you can have them. Yeah. So look, we still believe. So for me, I did. I wanted to be a father. I still desire to be a father. I want to be a father. I'm getting to a space though. Before I say what I'm saying, well, it might be cool if I don't ever at all.
Yeah. Cause you get to the age, you're like, you know what?
One thing we have not done is been dormant in living our life. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all be out there.
They
be out there.
Them Colemans, them Coolin' Colemans.
They be out there.
For every red cent that we spent on now snotty nose, we saves it and we hit the sky. Yeah. And so
we have looking like, man, I wish I could.
I know. So look, everybody want what's on the other side, right? So I ain't gonna I'm not gonna thank God for the life that He's blessed us with. And earlier today, I heard something where it was like, God.
I don't want to hold you too long. We'll wrap it up after this one.
All right.
I know you got stuff to do too.
Earlier today, man, they was just talking about how God, before you even come to this earth, this is Tab talking basically, imparts into you what it is that God needs you to do, wants you to do, and what you can handle. You know what I mean? As your assignment in human form. And to say that me and my wife, being able to handle this burden or being able to handle this cross, you know what I'm saying, that is ours, but not uniquely unto everybody else, you know what I mean? That's why we're really having this conversation, because there's other people growing through this, but we're still growing through it on our own. So it's personal. It's very personal. Man, when I tell you, we have not blinked an eye when it came to being Katara and Carlos Coleman. You know what I'm saying? Authentically.
Yeah, because y'all still come first.
Yeah.
Even with kids.
Yeah.
People don't understand that. It's like you got to take care of your kids, but make sure they're healthy and they're good.
And we go, boy. But, we you know what I'm saying? So it comes with a grain of salt. But I say that to say that. But let me go back to the point. I did want to be a father, man. I've always wanted to be a father. Of course, it came with, growing up, certain issues with me and my pops, you know what I'm saying? And my mother and my father getting divorced at early ages when I was 4 or 5 years old, and just that longing and desiring to, be something to someone else that sometimes I didn't feel like I had for myself.
Yeah.
And then just kind of thinking about that, or seeing different men in my life, that imparted in me certain points and aspects, my uncles and my granddaddy, and just like, damn, it's gonna be cool to be a dad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's gonna be cool to have some.
Absolutely.
To see me running around, like to see what are their personalities gonna look like? All of those different things I would think about. You know what I mean? In my late teen years, early 20 years, because it was a true desire of mine, and it's still a great desire of my heart, man. But to wrap up in where I stand today, man, for anybody out there that's thinking about it, that's listening, that's growing through the same issue, first and foremost, don't go through it, grow through it. I've grown through this process.
I did notice you were saying grow through it. Yeah.
That's something that we have adopted in our marriage, man, for years. I like, man, we ain't gonna go through nothing. We ain't gonna go through nothing. We're gonna grow through it.
Yeah.
Put an R right there, put a W at the end. You know what I'm saying? Let's grow through it. So that way it doesn't be cumbersome, it doesn't be heavy. For you, heavy for me. But growing comes with pain. And so, on the other side of that pain, it's beautiful flowers, beautiful fruit, whatever that comes. But
growth is at the end of it.
Growth, yeah. And so we're going to grow through it all. And so for anybody that's growing through it, man, that's growing through this part of life, any men, any brothers, any black men that's dealing with infertility, if you haven't got checked out, first and foremost, go get checked out. If you and your significant other, your wife, your partner, whoever, if y'all desire children and y'all not having them, and y'all haven't went to the doctor, first things first, please go to the doctor. Go to the clinic. You can give a sperm analysis. They can check everything. And then if you find out that there's things that you have to do after that fact, do it. Do it with joy. Do it with a willing spirit. Do it knowing that you're not alone. Do it knowing that you're not less than. Do it knowing that you're just as much of a man. You're just as much of a man before you went to the doctor and after. And that your manhood is not determined by your sexual prowess neither. You know what I mean? And what you can impart into a woman. That's not what you're
more of a man after going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Because you're willing to see, you're willing to try to nip it in the bud.
Yeah, real spill.
You know what I'm saying? Not, for a good reason, we, especially with black people, we have a healthy fear of the doctor.
Yeah,
but a lot of men aren't willing to go to get checked out on whatever it is. So having that courage to go in is like knowing that something is off. Let me go get checked out.
Go get checked out.
And so we can tackle this thing versus
go get checked out.
Trying to ignore it.
Yeah, and modern medicine, man, it's grown so much.
It has, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is 10 years ago, 9 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine what they're doing now. We eating for our blood type right now. Just doing different things, man, holistically to have a lifestyle change, even going forward, regardless of children. But to say if this is a possibility that could help us get to that space, then let's do it. Let's try it.
Absolutely.
Let's rock out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so one thing we ain't worried about though is if they do come, the village is strong.
Hey, we here.
Can y'all come watch these kids?
Hey, y'all know. They know. Anybody that knows the Tanksleys know we love a house full of kids.
For real.
I'm like, bring them.
Man, when
let them be loud. Let them
Christmas
run around. There's nothing I love more than just all these kids running around upstairs, playing
everywhere.
Outside, inside, leaving everybody's parents. Stop! Like,
nah, let them be. They kids.
Leave the kids alone, man. Let them run, because that's what I remember being a kid.
That's exactly what I remember.
House, going to not even friend, going to my cousin's house, aunt, uncle's house, seeing other cousins over there, it being the best time of our lives. I'm like, and I relived that through them. That's why when the parents is going upstairs, they being loud, man. Let them be loud.
Yeah.
They gonna break something. I can fix it.
Yeah.
I'm good with my hair. I don't care. Yeah. I got a drawer up there now that's broke. I don't give a damn. It's gonna get fixed. They're gonna break it again.
Right. That's the part.
Let them kids play. I love it, man.
I cannot tell you how much that was the best part of growing up. You know what I mean? Being in Atlanta, I had my cousins. Then we would come to Memphis. That's my mama's side of the family, my dad's side too, but I would be with my mama's side, and so cousins out the wing, because my grandma had 5 kids, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All them had kids, and all of us that were growing up together, up and down the street. at my great grandmama's house.
Non-stop.
Down, up and down the street at my grandma's house. Up and down the street. All of it. Me, my auntie, my sister, my cousins, together, man. And so kids at play, coming over here that Christmas, man, and just seeing the house full.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they running.
Yeah.
They don't get
They
just got in trouble in here with the adults out. They going back. They don't forget by the time they hit this corner. I'm like, yeah, don't
stop. All you heard was up the steps.
Look, as long as you don't take no food up there, I don't give a damn.
And then nobody tumble down the steps, so you know you're all right. Ain't nobody busting no heads. But man, that's one of the best things, man, best feelings. And I think when I walk into spaces like that, it's always a moment, right, where I have a contemplative moment. Yeah. It just never fails that I'm contemplating, man, what would it be like for my house to be filled like this with my children? And so, but it's a contemplative moment of joy, right? It's a contemplative moment of
absolutely.
Okay, God, it can still happen. I do believe in miracles, and you still a miracle worker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And still just not closing myself off. You know what I'm saying? So brothers, don't close yourself off to anything. Whatever truth you come to, be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And I've come to be okay with the truth of our life today, and that there's a possibility that it may never happen. But I live with the joy of expectation that it still can.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, that boy.
What's up?
That boy be dropping them nuggets.
That's what it is.
Man, but hey, I done held too much of your time.
Oh man,
you been here. Look,
you know we can talk all day.
We can. We gonna keep talking.
I still got a little finger left.
Man, I wanted you to try that wild turkey. I got some single barrel in there. I wanted you to try. But anyway, fam, thank y'all for tuning in. Again, this is Los, Carlos, them Cool and Colemans.
Yeah, you can find us on IG, them Cool and Colemans.
And I'm gonna tag it all below.
My personal at Losography. If you want to holler at wifey at Katara. And this is what we doing. Follow her business page, Southern Girl Desserts.
Southern Girl Desserts.
Yeah.
Look,
it's like that.
If you want something real good that's gonna mess your life up.
Bless your life up.
Bless your life up. Them dessert.
Yeah.
She made, look, we done went too long. Them leftovers, all of them little cupcakes that she made. Angel. That was bite size.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna make it.
It's a cold ass win. It's a cold ass win.
All right, fam. We're gonna get back at y'all. Y'all have a good one, fam. Hey, look, we did the drinking. Y'all been complaining. We did the drinking. Hopefully we helped somebody out. Then we went back to drinking.
Yeah.
Even tequila. Y'all know I don't hit on no goddamn
tequila. I gave y'all 3 of them. Hey. Come on, lock them in.
Y'all have a good one, fam. We holler at y'all.
Love.